2, 1, boom! You are now entering the dojo of Mojo and the Thrive Time Show.
Thrive Time Show on the microphone. What is this? Top of the iTunes charts in the category of business. Drilling down on business topics like we are a dentist. Providing you with mentorship like you are an apprentice. And we go so fast that you might get motion sickness. Grab a pen and pad to the lab. Let's get in this. It's time to bear some fruit like some Florida oranges. 3, 2, 1. Here come the business ninjas.
Sonic boom.
All Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is a Thrive Time Show on your radio. And as we get closer into football season, I could not be any more excited than to watch the New England Patriots achieve yet another successful season as they have a bunch of random players they've assimilated from other teams, guys they've undrafted, people they've signed, people that were cut by other teams, guys they've drafted. Every year, Bill Belichick builds a successful team. When he was the coach with the Giants under Bill Parcells, they were successful. He's successful with the Patriots. Why? Is it because he's a genius? Probably. But it's because he has the systems in place, though. He has the systems, the proven systems. And that's why the Patriots win year after year. In a league of parity where stars come and go all the time, people leave the Patriots all the time, they continue to win year after year. When Tom Brady didn't play last year, they went 3 out of 4. They went 3 for 4. I mean, when Tom Brady, when their backup quarterback played, they won. When he got hurt, the backup's backup played, and they won. It's because it's a system. So if you're out there and you say, gosh, I want to grow a successful company. Listen, this is the show for you because we teach you the proven path that my partner, Dr. Robert Zellner, and I have used to build 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. And you can too. And occasionally we like to open it up where the business coaches or some of the listeners can ask us any question they want. And so on this edition of Ask Me Anything, Ask Clay Anything, we have Sean, one of our business coaches, on the show to ask me. I believe you have three questions today, Sean?
3 questions for you.
It's a double-blind study. I have not seen these questions. I don't know what the questions are. So without any further ado, Sean, what questions do you have?
Okay, I'm going to start. This one comes from a client who asked me a question this week. We didn't have enough time to get into it in the meeting.
Yep.
I asked about it briefly on the coaches meeting, but he's a big listener, so this one goes out for you, Andy. When you're moving to implement merit-based pay, what kind of cultural groundwork should employers take with their teams to minimize the employees being completely shocked or not getting the right idea as you move to kind of put what they're doing on a strict schedule and pay them based on how well they do at it?
Step 1 is tell your team that you plan on expanding. Tell your team that you plan on expanding. Can you speculate as to why you'd want to do that?
Yeah, he wants. He's looking for tighter management. He's just hired a new lead guy for his team, and he wants to make sure everyone's doing their job if he's stepping out of.
But why would you want to tell your team that you're expanding?
Oh, you would want to tell your team that, because then it's that seems like that's a good reason for why you would be implementing this strategy. Hey, we're going to grow. It means we got to get real tight in management. Makes sense.
So step 1, tell your team you're expanding.
Yeah,
because that's what you want to do. Step 2, launch the group interview process. I just talked to a man the other day who, unfortunately, one of his key people just resigned last minute, and he'd been very resistant to the group interview, and I think now he's an immediate believer. So 1 is you tell your team you're expanding, which is true.
Yeah.
Then launch the group interview process. Never stop job posting. Never stop recruiting. Never stop job posting. Never stop recruiting. Step 3, launch the shadowing process. So you want to make sure that people are shadowing you all the time. Always have good people shadowing you all the time so you can decide whether they're a good fit. Then introduce the carrots to the team. Tell the team, if you do your job well, here are the bonuses that you shall receive as a result of doing a great job. Then introduce the sticks and the kicks to the team.
Yep.
That's where you say, now, if you don't do this, then this bad thing will happen. And I'd recommend you introduce week 1, tell your team that you're expanding. Week 2, launch the group interview process. Week 3, the shadows begin. Week 4, introduce the carrots and the sticks and the kicks. And that's how you do it. That's how you introduce a merit-based program. Sean, does that answer your questions?
Yeah, I think that'll be really helpful for him.
Okay, what's your next question, my friend?
Okay, so the next question, so with many clients in the beginning, there seemed to be a lot of confusion about, like, the how behind getting Google reviews. So one of the things that I see getting in the way is the idea that just every single Google review that they get needs to be some paragraph long, just glowing Google review, which I get. Those are important to collect, but just for the sake of getting to 100 Google reviews as soon as possible, it seems to be like a sticking point. So my question are reviews about the business owner's character, their friendship, their skill as a leader, skill as an owner, past accomplishments, their personality, their positive influence on someone's life or impact in their community. Are all these valuable to pursue as well?
Okay. All right. One is to get a Google review, what you want to do is you want to ask everybody. That's step one.
Everybody, yeah.
Because if you don't ask, you have not. Because you ask not, you got to ask everybody. Mm-hmm. So, as an example, like for Elephant in the Room, I think last week we picked up like 120 reviews at one store. On their store, like 40. On our store, 40. So you just got to ask everybody. If you don't ask everybody, I mean, you're not going to get reviews. You have to ask everybody. That's step one. I don't think a lot of people are doing that. All right. Yeah. Step two is what do I say, man? What do I say? If I'm asking, what do I say? Okay. You want to appeal to people's hearts.
Yeah.
And their self-interest. All right. Because if you ask somebody to leave you a review, they're not going to do it unless you appeal to their hearts and their self-interest. So here's how I would get a review for Elephant in the Room today, okay? Ready?
Okay.
Pretend you're a customer, right?
All right.
You just got your haircut. Well, Sean, how was your haircut today, man?
It was great. This was my first time in. I love the experience.
Did you really? You had a good time?
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot more than just a haircut going on.
Well, here's the deal. My boss is obsessed with quality, making sure we do a good job for you.
Okay.
And if you leave me a Google review, I might get promoted. I mean, that's our whole business is based upon, doing a good job or not. Mm-hmm. It would mean the world to me if you could leave me a review. Do you know how to do it?
I think so. Yeah, I think I've left a review before. So,
but But one is you have to ask everybody, right?
Yeah.
Two, you got to appeal to their self-interest. They want to help you out because you might get,
a
promotion or something,
mm-hmm.
which is true. We promote people based upon the quality. Mm-hmm. And then third is you want to teach people how. You want to say, do you know how to do it? Because no one knows how to do it. Which is why you can't text people asking them to leave you a review and have that substitute the human interaction. People don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to get reviews. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get to 100 reviews, you'll never be top in Google. And you have to be top in Google. It's a virtuous cycle, though, once you get to be the top. You're top in Google, so you get more clients. You get more clients, you get more reviews. You get more reviews, you get more clients. I'm making lots of money. That's how it works. But you've got to start by asking everybody. That's the foundation. Then appeal to people's hearts and their self-interest. And then 3, teach people how.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to know, how do I get to the top of Google? That's a longer show,
mm-hmm.
but there's 4 simple rules. 1, your site must be Google Canonical compliant. I mean, you must follow Google's proven rules. 2, you must have the most reviews. 3, you must have the most content. Whoever has the most content gets to be top. And 4, whoever has the most reviews. Most content, most reviews, most Google Canonical compliance, and most mobile compliance. That's how you get to the top of the Google. Sean,
good stuff.
What's your next question?
Okay, so this one's about firing. So it's an intense one, but I have never personally seen a public hanging. So this quote stands as a strong statement in my mind. Jack Welch, the former CEO of General Electric, he grew the company 4,000% during his tenure from 1981 to 2001. Pretty big guy, arguably one of the best CEOs of all time. He says, public hangings are teaching moments. Every CEO has to do it. A teaching moment is worth 1,000 CEO speeches. CEOs can talk and blab about culture each day, but the employees all know who the jerks are. They could name the jerks for you. It's just cultural. People just don't want to do it. So my question would be, for those who have never publicly hung an employee but actually have the guts to do it, what are some of the things that you've seen employees do that would merit it?
Well, okay. And again, this would be like very rare. Okay. You don't want to do this very much, but if you have to, you have to. So I'll just tell you my most recent public hanging. Andrew, were you there when I publicly fired that person for Elephant in the Room? Did you see that where I really lost it on him? I don't know if you saw that one. I don't think you were. Okay, so anyway, I was at a meeting, and one of our managers was teaching, our all-staff. It was an all-staff meeting, and our manager's doing some teaching. And as he's teaching, a young lady goes, whatever, just keeps rolling her eyes and being difficult. She also showed up for our 8 a.m. meeting looking like she had just finished drinking alcohol at 7:56. Like she'd been up all night, looking terrible, showing up late, being sarcastic. So I pulled her aside privately, and I said, hey, it's me and one other person. I always, if I ever talk to a woman, I try to, every single time it's like me and one other person. So I said, hey, I need you to understand that you being late today is an issue, and you rolling your eyes and being sarcastic, that's not a good thing. So I need you to understand that. Do you understand? Are we on the same page? Are you aware that I'm aware? Can we just stop that? She's like, whatever. So I said, hey, everybody, gather around. Everybody, gather around. Quick, everybody, gather around. Everybody, gather. It's like 50 people.
Wow. And
I was like, 40 people. I don't know, 50. I said, hey, everybody, this person here is an a-hole, But I didn't use the word a-hole. I used the full word, the full descriptive narrative, the full, which stands for a whole person.
Yeah.
A whole person, not a partial person, but a whole person. No, but I said, this person here is an a-hole, and you're being fired for being an a-hole. Get out of here. And you're like, you can't talk to me. I'm going to file unemployment. Like, file all day. File all day. And go online. I want you to go online. Here's your final act to get your final check. Go online and tell everybody you know what a jerk I am, because anybody who knows you is an idiot too. Get out of here. That was my last one I did.
It's like a
And so she went on social media and just ripped me, and I loved it, because everyone that she ripped were like idiots too. She's an idiot, because idiots love hanging out with idiots. That's one. More of a civil one I did recently. We had a guy about 3 years ago that kept downloading adult content during the workday and soliciting prostitutes during the workday. And he was a coder. So that was a fun one, because I talked to him about not doing it, and over and over. And like, he was stealing stuff, and he was trying to actually spread gossip and rumor about me. And I knew what he was doing. So I was kind of a deal like, he's the coder, so I had to get all the passwords and get it all. And I talked to him. I'd written him up numerous times. And so the final day he came to work, this is, I think, before Andrew came back. This is a good one. And I said, hey, everybody, I want everybody to know that this person's being fired for watching porn at work. Oh. And so I thought we would do is just go through his files real quick and watch them all together. What do you think? And everyone's like, oh, my God. I'm like, I don't know. There's so much of it. How should we start? Should we watch? What's your favorite videos? I don't know. I mean, how do you organize it? There's so much here. Like, your hard drive is so full of it. Or why don't we go look at your recent prostitute purchases on Craigslist? Let's do that first, and then we'll watch the movies. This will be a fun. He just walks out like, dude, you don't know what you're doing here. I'm like, no, I know what who's your guy you buy your weed from? Because I feel like his phone number. When you bought that stuff, can you show me real quick? I'm not sure of the password. No, I forgot. And he's walking out. I'm like, I forgot. Hey, you can't just leave. Take this porn box. Take it with you. It's filled with all your stuff. I want you to have it. Come on. And I'm following him out and be like, take it with you. Seriously.
Were there employees laughing?
John was there when I did it.
Yeah.
You can ask John. I'm like, take it with you. Take it with you. Bring your porn. I don't want you to forget it. You've worked so hard to gather so much of it. Take it. Take it. So, anyway, that's like the last two I've had. That was a good one.
Wow.
But what happens is, it's about once every year and a half. But it's when you had this person who works in our office is spreading gossip all the time. They're like, yeah, Clay is skimming my check. He's not paying me. He's not paying me very well. And because that's what you do. You build discontentment. You destroy a company from within. So you start telling the employees during lunch, you start to go, he's skimming my check. He's screwing me over. This guy's making over $2,000 a week. He's skimming my check. He's just taking advantage of me. But meanwhile, you're the one who's downloading the porn. You're the one who's getting the prostitutes. You're the one who's been written up for pot smoke, in the office, in the bathroom. True story. Walked in there, could smell it. So I mean, and I've taken the high road. I've tried everything possible, but yet you're doing that to me. You know what I mean? So when I found out what was happening, I was out of town. I saw a video camera. What's going on? I'm like, this guy's going down. Because I see him telling the other employees, he's trying to convince other employees to leave with him, So I do that, about once a year. I haven't done it in a long time because we have a really good team right now. Yeah. We have a very good team right now. So I haven't done it. It's probably, I feel like it's been about a year since I've done it. We probably do. We probably do. I mean, we probably, any moment we should probably do it. I don't have anybody right now who deserves to be publicly hung. I mean, I try to fire people privately every time. Yeah. But if somebody's going to try to destroy the cultural fabric, I'm going to make it so awkward that it's like, you're for me or against me. That's the purpose of a public hanging, is so people know either they're for you or against you. But you can't be half in, you know.
Yeah, that's really good.
I guess about 18 months ago, maybe, there was a young lady who was doing a lot of gossipy things. What she was doing is she was starting her own business to directly compete with another business I have while still working for me. And she would call my current clients at that particular business and try to get them to join her new company. And so, you know, what I did is I just called everybody that she was working with and said, hey, I want you to know this person's going to call you. And when they do, they actually work for me, but they're going to be calling you while they still work for me and are going to try to convince you to switch to their new company. And when that happens, if you think that's ethical and you're down with it, then you can go with them. But it's either for me or against me. But that's it. And by the way, here's a little audio file. I have a little video link of her meeting where she was meeting with clients, and here's the video of her doing this. So watch this video. It's a blasty blast. So I tend to do that. I mean, I tend to be pretty intense about public firings.
Yeah.
Is that helpful?
I think many listeners will have enjoyed those stories.
Those are, I mean, they just happen a lot. I mean, it's just, you know, if you own a business, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl last year. He did a public hanging. Do you remember that? Did you see that story? Did you hear that story?
No.
Malcolm Butler played for the Patriots, and Bill Belichick won't even talk about what he did, but he's their starting defensive back in the Super Bowl, their best player on defense, arguably, or one of their top players. So he lets everybody get dressed up for the Super Bowl. They're singing the national anthem, you know, and the ramparts, you know, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da 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 ba ba da da da. And a happy new year. You know, the point is. So anyway, it's this whole, the national anthem's going on. And meanwhile, this guy's like, I'm going to play. I'm going to be out there. It's the Super Bowl. My family's here. He walks over to the guy and says, hey, you're not playing today. And he's in his uniform. So the entire Super Bowl, he had to stand there in his uniform and not play, the starting player. Oh. His whole family was gathered. National TV. The cameras went to him in like the second quarter. They're like, such and such hasn't played at all today. Is he hurt? What's going on? And they flipped to the camera of him, and he's just on the sideline crying like a baby. But he's an adult man who violated the team's policy yet again. So I am a huge fan of public hangings. Let me tell you what that message did. It just sent a message to the whole team that, like, you might be an all-pro player, and you might think you're awesome, but we just watched you cry on the Super Bowl. Everyone in America just watched you stand there on the sidelines crying. So guess who's in charge?
Yeah.
Public hangings do provide great teaching moments. They do. They really do. So, But you don't do them very often, but you sometimes have to do it. Yeah. The Bible's filled with public hangings too. You know, the Pharaoh. Hey, Pharaoh, let my people go. You know, Moses says, let them go. He says, no, I don't want to let them go. He says, all right. You know, locusts, plagues. I mean, there's all these things these are teaching moments. People are like, hey, if you mess with God, you're going to get locusts. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are teaching moments. And so they're, don't get caught up in the semantics. Just sometimes you have to publicly show people what it means to screw with the wrong person. Sometimes you have to do that. So on a happy note, Thrive Nation, if you're out there and you're saying to yourself, hey, I want to grow a business and I want to learn how to manage people effectively, I would encourage you to book your tickets to our next in-person Thrive Time Show workshop, where we teach you marketing, sales, branding, photography, videography, how to make it all work for you, the graphic design, the search engine optimization, the sales systems. It's all there in a 2-day, 15-hour workshop format. You can learn more and get your tickets today by going to thrivetimeshow.com. That's thrivetimeshow.com. And if you want to get 2 free tickets, and I know you do, 2 free tickets, and I know you do, all you got to do is buy the workbooks. All you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com, click on the little iTunes link. Find the Thrive Time Show on iTunes. Find the Thrive Time Show on iTunes. Leave us an objective review about what you're learning. And email us proof that you did it to info@thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you subscribe on iTunes, leave us a review, send us proof you did it to info@thrivetimeshow.com, and we're going to give you 2 free tickets to the world's best and most highly reviewed business workshop. Now, mind you, it's real business. It's not business with the BS. It's just real business. It's business without the BS. So it's a little bit more raw, a lot more effective than what you're used to. So if you're looking for a charlatan talking about how do you feel, you're not going to like it. But if you're looking for real talk from real entrepreneurs out there, just like you who've had success, you're going to love our in-person workshops. Get your tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. And now without any further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom!